Hey guys, Senior Thesis Bart back again. So I'm gonna do Supergirl episode 9, Blood Ties is what I believe it's called, and just kind of was it Agents of Shield mid-season finale Maveth. It's been a while since I watched it. So Agents of Shield first, because that's the easiest. So basically, it spends most of its time in the on the alien planet where Coulson's looking for the original Hydra, the OG Hydra, and he's using Ward, or not Ward, sorry, not Coulson. Ward is looking for it, and he's using Fitz as a guide, and Coulson is knocked out unconscious. So wakes up with Coulson in a dream state, and it's Rosalind telling him, wake up, you got stuff to do, so he wakes up and does his stuff. He goes after Ward. Fitz finds Will and they together kind of find this ancient city, and Will is revealed eventually to actually be the OG Hydra. He died to save Simmons, and then the OG Hydra took his body over. So once Fitz figures that out, he fights with Will, and then Coulson comes up. They escape. Fitz and Will escape, will kill and escape all the Hydra goons except for Ward. Coulson finds Ward. Fitz finds out that Will is OG Hydra, and then Coulson starts fighting Ward, and then in the end, Ward is killed by Coulson, which was pretty awesome, but it was kind of like a death overall, just because Ward had this like come to me moment where he's like, I finally figured out my purpose, I'm finally meant for larger things, and I'm like, and then you die. And then Fitz has a really cool moment where he burns Will's body with a flare, and then he figures out he sees Coulson kill Ward, and then they both escape. And it's kind of a bittersweet moment when they get back, because it's like, yeah, they're back, and everyone's so happy they're back, but the first thing Simmons does is run to the container they're in and be like, oh, is Will there? And then she runs to Fitz, and you're just kind of like, Fitz, you're still friend zone, you need to find someone else. And then Fitz and Coulson look at each other while they're getting hugged by everyone, and just like, we have a secret to keep about Ward. And that was really it there. And then kind of the stinger was Ward's back, but he's been taken over by the OG Hydra. And that was it. I guess I give it a 7.8 out of 10. It was good, but it wasn't great. It didn't have that impact of last season when they killed off Triplet. Again, this seasons are doing something where I'm not really a fan of, where they have these great characters that they want to kill off to give an emotional impact, but we haven't spent enough time with said character, so the emotional impact really isn't there. It was Triplet last year, it was Rosalind this year. I mean, come on guys, give us more. If they killed Rosalind next season, then it would have been a bigger blow, and I could see Coulson going off on the rage tangent he did, not just kind of after flirting with her, maybe sleeping with her once, and just introducing her now, going off on that. So I wasn't a giant fan of this overall, or just kind of like him killing Ward, but it needed to happen eventually, so I'm happy it did. And it'll be interesting to see where Ward goes now. So there's that. Now on to Supergirl. Supergirl, it picks up right where the finale left off. Non, aka Evil Aunt Astra's husband, kidnaps Hank, and they still have Astra, and it's kind of like supposed to be a hostage exchange, except General Lane, because he's evil, white, patriarchal, misogynistic, General Lane comes in and takes over everything. He's like, I got orders from the president. And then he goes and tortures Astra, and Supergirl has this moment of, we're supposed to be better than them, and it kind of fell flat for me, mostly because I just didn't care. Astra, I wondered two things. One, Astra's a terrorist, and so does she really deserve better? I'm not saying we shouldn't treat her better, but what does she deserve according to what she has done? Is that fair for her? Two, she's the antagonist, and three, I just don't, she's not a sympathetic character to me. They're trying to paint her that way, and they're failing miserably. That being said, General Lane isn't sympathetic either, but he's not supposed to be. But trying to create a sympathetic villain and failing, it's a mess. And three is, I wonder if it would have been the same scene, or we would have felt differently if it was a female general than a male. Because I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's very obvious they're pushing a feminist agenda hard, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm all about subtlety, though. But I do wonder if they had an evil female general instead of the evil white male general we see in all the shows. Flash, I'm pretty sure we've seen one in Arrow. Again, Supergirl. But if we had a female general, would that have changed the dynamic a bit? And that's just something I'm curious about overall. So the episode was kind of down for me there, but then it picked up later when James and Wynn break into Maxwell Lord's base, and they have room 52. Shout out to 52 there. And they try and figure out what's going on, and James gets captured, and Supergirl nearly goes off her chain, and she's like, I'm a kill lord. And they're like, no, because you have to be better, because if you do, then what's all this for? The moment you do this, kind of like the, if you do this, you'll be just as I am speech, but it worked. They had it a lot better. They handled it a lot better, so I was proud of that. And then, in the end, they actually don't get into the room this episode, but or last week's episode, but they're playing to this episode. Then there's another side plot where Kat actually thinks Kara is Supergirl, and is testing her, and Kara is trying to still play coy and whatnot. And in the end, they do the hostage. Going back to the main plot of the hostage exchange, Astra gets traded for what's his name? Hank Henshaw. And then Hank reveals that he's Martian Manhunter, and Kara's like, I can keep a secret. And then both her sister Alex and Hank are just like, no, you can't. But it's kind of like that coming out moment where Kara realizes she's not the only alien in hiding, and then the DEO grounds Hank, kind of like Kara's friends ground her. And then Hank also helps her kind of with her secret identity problem with Kara, disguising herself as Supergirl while Kara comes in as Kara. And they're in the same place, same time. We've seen it a dozen times, both good and bad. So I kind of like that. I liked how they got there, but I'm not happy that they have the whole, oh, Kat knows, and now she doesn't know thing, because I'm a little sick of that. It wasn't the best play in my plan, and other series had, with that problem, addressed it like point blank in the first 5 episodes, not waiting until episode 9. But other than that, I give it a 7.9. It was good. I'm excited to see where things go. Now, I'm currently watching the latest episode because Mondays, it was a holiday. I didn't really get a chance to watch it, and I can't watch it live because I have meetings at that time. But anyways, watching the latest episode now, I'll get that updated and do a recap and review as soon as possible, and keep posted for other stuff. And yeah, just kick butt, take names, awesome, and senior thesis Bart signing off.